Hey everyone, welcome to Charu's Vlogs. And just like that, we arrived at the final day of our Orlando adventure. And we saved the best magical one for the last. Today, we are visiting the Magic Kingdom, the heart of Disney World, and the park that truly brings all the childhood dreams to life. Even before stepping into the Magic Kingdom, we had one more magical ride to take, the ferry boat from the parking lot area across the Seven Seas Lagoon. After parking our car at the Transportation and Ticket Center, we had two options to get to the park, the monorail or the ferry. This time, we chose the ferry, and honestly, it was such a beautiful and relaxing start to the day. The ferry boats are large, double decker vessels that can carry hundreds of guests at a time. As we sailed slowly across the lagoon, we got our first distant view of Cinderella Castle, standing tall and shining in the distance. It really felt like we were sailing towards something magical. With a cool breeze and peaceful views of the water, the ride took just about 10 minutes and gave us time to take a few photos and soak in the excitement before we officially stepped into the park. Highly recommend the ferry if you want a more scenic and calm way to enter the Magic Kingdom and start your journey. It's like a little preview of the magic to come. There was something so special about walking down Main Street, USA, with the sight of Cinderella Castle rising in the distance. No matter how many times you see it, it never gets old. We started the day at Tomorrowland, and how did we get there? We boarded the Walt Disney World Railroad, the classic steam train that circles the entire park. We boarded at the station in Main Street and took a relaxing ride all the way to Tomorrowland.
We call it Big Fun. Catch a ride on its runaway trains and you'll see why. On a more musical note, just
This train isn't just a ride, it's a piece of Disney history. Running on a narrow gauge track, it's been a part of Magic Kingdom since the park opened in 1971. And it's modeled after the trains Walt Disney himself loved so much. You can feel the charm the moment you step into one of the old fashioned cars, the wooden benches, brass railings, and that soft chugging sound as it pulls out of the station. So, change of plans. Instead of getting off at Tomorrowland, we ended up hopping off the train at Frontierland, and honestly, that's the beauty of Disney. Sometimes the unplanned moments turn out to be the best. We wandered a bit, and our first ride of the day ended up being the Barnstormer, a super cute family friendly roller coaster tucked away in Storybook Circus. It's themed around Goofy as the Great Goofini, a wacky stunt pilot putting on an air show gone wild. The ride is short and sweet, lasting just under a minute, but it's a perfect starter coaster for younger kids or anyone easing into thrill rides. It has a few mild drops and twists, and you zip through a fun little course that even passes through a barn. Kids loved it, and for us, it was the perfect way to kick off the day with some smiles and laughter. We made it to Tomorrowland, and right in front of me is one of the park's newest and most talked about attractions, the Tron Light Cycle Power Run. As amazing as it looked, we decided to skip it this time. Maybe next time next visit, but it's definitely a must do for thrill seekers and Tron fans alike. This ride looks absolutely futuristic with glowing tracks, high speed launches, and riders zooming on light cycles just like in the movie.
I think it was
Where
the
are we
coaster.
waiting?
Yeah, it's the coaster.
Where are we waiting?
We're going on Tomorrowland Speedway.
Speedway. So you're going to drive a car? Yeah.
Yes, you heard it right. We are at Tomorrowland Speedway. This attraction is such a classic, giving both kids and grown ups the thrill of being behind the wheel of their very own race car. The track is just under half a mile long, and you get to cruise around curves, mini hills, and straightaways in these colorful gas powered cars. It's not exactly lightning speed, but it's the perfect starter driving experience for little racers. Today, Advait took me for a ride. Let's just say he was riding shotgun. He took his role seriously and stayed laser focused on the wheel, carefully guiding the car like a pro. Meanwhile, in the next car with his dad, Siddhant had his very first hands on driving experience. He had a very unique driving style. He bumped along the rails a few times, laughed the whole way, and he proudly announced he was winning the race. Obviously, just because he was driving in front of us. Next up, we decided to split into pairs and experience two different attractions at the same time. Because why not make the most of our time in Tomorrowland? Sid and I, as you can see, headed over to Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin, a fun, interactive ride where you team up with Buzz to take down the evil Emperor Zurg. You get to sit in a rotating space cruiser, aim your laser blaster at targets, and rank up points as you spin through different galactic scenes. It's part video game, part dark ride, and we had a blast trying to beat each other's scores. Spoiler alert! Obviously, Sid won. Meanwhile, Dad and Advait were off on a totally different kind of adventure. They took on the legendary Space Mountain. It's a high speed indoor roller coaster that rockets you through outer space in the dark. Advait was super excited and just a tiny bit nervous, but he braved it like a champ. With sharp turns, sudden drops, and flashing stars all around, It's easily one of the most thrilling rides in all of Magic Kingdom.
You have saved our lives. We are eternally grateful.
Well, we finished the Buzz Lightning attraction. We came out and we looked around. Dad and Advait were still braving the thrills of Space Mountain, so we decided to keep it a little more chill and we headed to the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover.
ஃப்ரண்ட்ல பாரு.
This is such an underrated ride. A slow moving, elevated tram that takes you on a relaxing tour around Tomorrowland. It glides quietly above the crowds, giving you a bird's eye view of attractions like Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin, Astro Orbiter, and even a sneak peek inside Space Mountain itself, which is always fun.
This is the TTA Blue Line, non-stop service around Tomorrowland.
Lots to see. From spacecraft to monster labs. There's really nothing like today in tomorrow.
Sid and I were a little bit curious to see if we can get a sneak peek of Advait and Dad experiencing the Space Mountain, but we were out of luck. It was too dark and there was no way that we could even have found them. The ride uses linear induction motors, which was a big deal when it first opened. And it was actually part of Walt Disney's vision for future city transportation: clean, smooth, and efficient. What we loved most was the break it gave us. No lines, a cool breeze, and some great views of the park while we just sat back and chatted. Definitely a hidden gem if you're looking to rest your feet and still soak in the magic of Tomorrowland. And just as we finished the ride and headed down, we got in touch with Dad and Advait, who had their experience at Space Mountain. And here we are, all together again. As we strolled from Tomorrowland to Frontierland, we wanted to cover this attraction called the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, but unfortunately there was a long wait line and we had to skip it. As we made our way through the Magic Kingdom, we walked past the breathtaking Cinderella castle, and we couldn't avoid taking few pictures in front of the castle, which looked absolutely magical and sparkling in the sunlight. And parallelly, as we were taking our pictures, we heard the music start and realized we were just in time to catch a glimpse of the Mickey Celebration Parade. The energy was incredible. Bright floats rolled down Main Street with all our favorite characters waving and dancing. We saw Mickey and Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and even Princess riding on dazzling themed floats. The music was upbeat, the colors were vibrant, and the whole parade felt like a mini party right in the middle of the park. We only watched for a few minutes before moving on, but it was such a fun and unexpected moment. Just the kind of magic that makes Disney so unforgettable. As we were making our way towards the haunted mansion, we happened to pass by the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. And to our surprise, the wait time was actually pretty decent. So we decided to take a quick detour and check it off our list first. This ride is an absolute Disney classic, and it instantly pulls you into the world of swashbuckling pirates. From the moment you enter, the atmosphere changes, dim lighting, old stone walls, and the sound of crashing waves and distant cannons really set the tone. We floated through dark caves, smoky towns, and pirate infested waters, complete with scenes of Captain Jack Sparrow hiding in plain sight, animatronic pirates singing Yo ho, a pirate's life for me, and entire villages being taken over by these cheeky outlaws. The attention to detail is incredible. Fire effects, treasure piles, and the classic Disney humor make it entertaining for all ages. It's not too fast or intense, which makes it a great family ride. It ended up being a fun, unexpected stop on our way to Haunted Mansion, and we're so glad we didn't skip it. After the Enchanted Tiki Room show, which was full of bright, tropical birds singing in perfect harmony, we decided it was time for a little break. The Tiki Room was such a fun escape from the heat with its classic Disney charm, catchy tunes, and air conditioned comfort. While we were enjoying our treat, we spotted a grizzly bear character waving nearby. It was one of the stars of the Country Bear Jamboree. So, of course, we followed him straight into the theater. And I'm so glad we did, because this show turned out to be a delightful surprise. The Country Bear Musical Jamboree is a hilarious old fashioned stage show with the animatronic bears performing country style songs, each with their own unique personality. From the banjo playing bear to the ones dressed in funny outfits, every performance had the audience laughing and clapping along. But what really made it special for me was when a few of the songs started playing and I instantly recognized the melodies. They were songs I had learned and performed during my own school concerts as a kid. It brought back such warm memories, and it was such a joy to hear them again right here in the middle of Disney magic. It was the perfect mix of nostalgia and fun, and a reminder that Disney has a way of touching every generation in its own special way. And after all that fun, here we are standing in the long but totally worth it line for the Haunted Mansion. This is one of Disney's most iconic rides, a spooky yet family friendly attraction where you ride in a doom buggy through a haunted estate filled with 999 happy haunts. From floating candlesticks to dancing ghosts in the ballroom, the special effects are incredible and surprisingly funny at times. One of the coolest parts? The stretching room at the beginning and the singing busts in the graveyard. Total classics. A little creepy, a little silly, the Haunted Mansion is a pure Disney magic with a twist of ghostly charm. So, right after that ride, we headed straight to our room and took a small lunch break and rest break before we came back in the evening for an awesome fireworks show. As the sun began to set, we made our way back into Magic Kingdom, ready to soak in the evening magic one last time. The park had a whole different vibe at night. Everything lit up, music in the air, and a sense of excitement building all around us. We had a few minutes to spare, so we made a quick stop at something we couldn't leave without doing, meeting Mickey Mouse himself. The wait wasn't too long, but as the time was ticking, it did make us anxious that we might be missing the fireworks. But the moment we saw Mickey, it was all smiles. We got some great pictures, shared a few laughs, and it truly felt like the perfect full circle moment of our Disney trip. As night falls over Magic Kingdom, there's one experience that brings everyone together on Main Street USA. The breathtaking Happily Ever After fireworks show. This isn't just a fireworks display. It's a full-blown multimedia spectacle that combines pyrotechnics, castle projections, laser lights, and a stunning orchestral soundtrack. The show celebrates the power of dreams, courage, friendship, and love, with scenes and musics from Disney favorites like Moana, Aladdin, Frozen, Brave, The Lion King, and many more. Fun fact to share: over 50 Disney characters are featured in the show, and it uses more than 500 fireworks shells per performance. The castle projections alone use cutting-edge mapping technology that turns Cinderella Castle into a dynamic storytelling canvas. The show's theme song, Happily Ever After, is an original piece and has become a fan favorite. Many people say it gives them chills or even brings tears. I want to give some good viewing spots recommendations here. One being the Main Street USA itself. It has a centered view and the most iconic spot. You'll see both the fireworks in the sky and the full projection mapping on the castle. The second might be the hub grass in front of the castle. Offers a more relaxed picnic style view with less crowding if you arrive early. The next magical spot would be behind the partner statue, Walt and Mickey. Perfect symmetry of castle and the sky. And the next one is Tomorrowland Bridge. Slight side angle, but great for photos and slightly less crowded. Last but not the least, California Grill, Disney's contemporary resort. If you dine there at night, they dim the lights and pipe in the show music, a magical experience from above. Whether you're standing in the crowds on Main Street or tucked away in a cozy corner, the message is the same. Believe in yourself, follow your dreams, and your story can lead to your own happily ever after.
Set up later, man. Folks, for your safety, please remain seated, keeping your hands on speed legs inside the line at all times. Parents.
Right after experiencing the magical fireworks, we headed to Disney's most iconic and entertaining attractions, the Jungle Cruise. This ride takes you on a slow-moving boat adventure through some of the world's most exotic rivers, the Amazon, the Nile, and the Mekong. Along the way, you'll spot animatronic elephants, hippos, jungle explorers, and even some mischievous gorillas wreaking havoc in a campsite. But the real star of the show? Your skipper, the boat captain who narrates the entire journey with hilarious, fun-filled jokes and over-the-top commentary. The script is full of dad joke level humor, and it's a different every time depending on the skipper's personality.
Look what they did to my Jeep! They left the headlights on my dead.
One of the most famous lines, the backside of water, a fan favorite moment that always gets a laugh, no matter how many times you've heard it.
2-8! Oh, 2-8! Yeah, just like a chemistry class, you guys don't care. That's okay, you guys passed. Congratulations. Now, folks, we are making our way into the...
We've done the Jungle Cruise before, back in Disneyland, but this was our first time experiencing it at night, and wow, it felt like a completely different adventure. Cruising through the jungle in the dark added such a cool and mysterious vibe, with flickering lanterns, glowing eyes in the bushes, and shadowy animals popping out of nowhere. It really brought the whole setting to life in a new way. It was such a fun twist on a classic attraction. Same jungle, same animals, but the nighttime setting and our amazing guide made it feel brand new. Definitely a highlight of our evening at Magic Kingdom. And just like that, we found ourselves at the very end of our day. And guess what the last ride turned out to be? Yes, it's a Small World ride.
For your safety, please remain seated throughout your voyage, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat. And please watch your children. Thank you.
It's kind of become our family tradition at this point. Even back at Disneyland in California, this somehow always ended up being the last ride we do. And here we are again, unknowingly keeping that tradition alive at Magic Kingdom. Since we were very close to the park closing time, there was barely any crowd, no wait at all, which made it the perfect, peaceful way to wind down our magical day. The ride itself is such a classic, a slow moving boat journey through beautifully designed sets, featuring dolls from over 100 different countries, all singing that catchy, unforgettable tune. It's a small world after all. Each scene is rich with color, movement, and culture, with costumes and landmarks that represent regions from Asia to Europe, Africa to South America. The level of detail is amazing, and it's all brought to life with animatronics and vibrant music. Here's a fun fact. The original version of this ride was created for the 1964 World's Fair in New York and was personally overseen by Walt Disney. The entire boat ride uses recycled water, and the smiling sun and moon you see at the end are meant to represent unity and peace across the world. It's calm, it's meaningful, and it's a ride that reminds us no matter where we are from, we're all part of one big story. So, with hearts full and that tune stuck in our heads again, we ended our day just like we always do, smiling and singing on It's a Small World. Oh, wait, there was just one more ride that we had to do before so we squeezed in to this last magical ride, Peter Pan's Flight. It's a classic Disney experience where you board a flying pirate ship and soar over London rooftops, through Neverland, and past glowing stars, mermaids, and of course, Captain Hook and the Lost Boys. The ride is short but so beautifully done. Stunning sets, soft lighting, and that nostalgic charm that makes it feels like a little dream before you say to the park. A perfect way to end our magical journey. This time for real. And so, as the magic gates of Disney World slowly closed behind us, our unforgettable day at Magic Kingdom came to an end. With tired feet and happy hearts, we made our way to the monorail station, taking in the final glimpses of Cinderella Castle glowing in the night sky, the soft music still playing in the background, and families all around us holding onto the last bit of Disney magic. The monorail ride back to the parking lot felt quiet, almost reflective, as if we were all just letting the day sink in. From the laughter, the thrills, the little surprises, to the traditions we unknowingly kept alive, it was all just so special. We headed back to our hotel, our arms full of souvenirs, cameras full of memories, and our hearts full of stories we'll be telling for years to come. And while this may be the last park on our list, the adventure isn't quite over yet. Tomorrow, we begin our journey back home, and in our final episode of this Orlando travel series, we'll wrap up the trip, share a few reflections, and give you some tips of your own Disney adventure. So, until then, thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you one last time in this next episode.